years have you taught here at Outgoing?
I started here as a math teacher, and I was a math teacher here for 4 years, and then I was an assistant principal for 10 years, and I'm just finishing my 3rd year as the principal.
How did you decide to become a teacher?
Oh, I always wanted to be a teacher. I remember being really young. I loved school. There was parts of me that wanted to do other things. At one point in my life, I really wanted to be a cake decorator. I think that's still my backup plan someday down the road. But I always wanted to be a teacher, and it took me a while to figure out that I wanted to be a math teacher. I really loved math in high school, and so when I figured out that that's what I wanted to do, that's when I chose high school math as my career path. But yeah, I loved little kids, did a lot with kids when I was growing up.
And then after that, what made you want to be an administrator?
That's probably a little bit of a different road. It matches my skill set well. I like the idea of organizing things and planning for things and having vision for where an organization might go. Those things are exciting to me. I enjoy those things, but I also would say that part of it is the amount of influence you can have on more students. So I loved being a teacher, but I only impacted 100 students every semester, which is awesome and great. And I think that our teachers should be super proud of what they do, but I felt like I wanted to go beyond that and really look at the whole system. And I had really great mentors, and Mr. Borhan and other administrators that I had known throughout my time in the district, and I felt like they made a huge difference in both the lives of teachers and students, and so I wanted to follow in their footsteps.
Do you have any favorite parts of being a teacher?
Oh gosh, well, the students were always my number one part. I love math. I think it's fun. I loved making math fun for students who didn't necessarily like math. But absolutely every day it was showing up and getting to talk to students and getting to know them. My favorite class to teach was AP Statistics. That was my number one. It was one of the hardest reasons. It was the hardest thing to leave behind in terms of coming into the office out of a classroom, because I loved teaching that class. I had great students and just really enjoyed the subject matter, and talking about the kind of the why behind the math and statistics was a lot of fun for me.
During your 3 years as principal of WHS, what programs and changes have you started or brought to the campus?
Oh goodness. So part of that question's hard because I feel like I work as a team. So I think we've done a lot of things that the 5 of us as co-administrators do together. I'm trying to think of specific programs that we've done. Definitely bringing on Project Lead the Way Engineering was a big deal for us. Unfortunately, we don't have an auto shop anymore, and that wasn't gonna change. And so we wanted to fill that space with something that allowed students to really grow. And so having a Project Lead the Way engineering program here was a big deal for us. One of my favorite memories is we started an academic awards breakfast for our freshmen and sophomore, and now we've added other grades of students in that breakfast as well. But we felt like we were handing out academic awards and parents weren't able to see that, and so we started a breakfast every spring that I think really celebrates students. And so I'm proud of that, because I feel like that's what our goal should be, is to celebrate students and all that they've done. Overall, I think the important things that we focused on are around student culture and having staff build relationships with students and really work on that. And I am proud of the work that we've done about that in the last 3 years.
What challenges do you think you faced as an intern?
Every day comes with a different set of challenges. I think when you consider the size of our school, it's like a small city every day. And so there's challenges with student behavior, or there's challenges with organizing such a large organization. I think that most of the challenges have to do with it. We're all human, right? So students make decisions we don't like. Maybe a teacher makes a decision we don't like. A staff member makes a decision we don't like. And so my job is to make sure that we all grow from those. I really try to not focus on being punitive and really focus on the person and not necessarily the action, so that we can move forward. But because it's largely we're about being people, the challenges are going to come from the decisions we all make. And so there's definitely been some of that. I would say the other piece for me is during my tenure as principal, we had 2 suicides. And I am very pleased that we have opened a wellness center to help support our students. But that was the most heartbreaking challenge that I faced as a principal in my time at Wood Creek.
Overall, with everything you just recently said, what has your time here at Wood taught you?
Oh, geez, I can't even begin. I started at Wood Creek when I was 25 years old, and I'm leaving at 42. So when you consider the span of 25 to 42, just professionally and personally, I'm a completely different person. I think what it's taught me a lot is what's important. And what's important, and I don't want to keep hammering the same point, but what's important is people. The curriculum's going to happen. You guys are going to learn things. We're going to have fun at rallies. We're going to focus on winning banners in athletics and raising up good scholar athletes. But in the end, what really matters is that people leave here and believe that they mattered and that they are part of a greater story than just what's here. So I think my focus has changed. I think I've softened a little bit. I think if you knew me as an early assistant principal, I was a little more intense. And I think now I really try and understand people's story before I make decisions about what types of things need to happen at our school.
What made you want to work at West Park High School?
It was a very, very difficult decision. This is a sad week for me. My last week at Wood Creek, I'm struggling a little bit, to be honest with you, with it, because they have amazing relationships here, and I really love this school. The students at this school, we were just talking about this the other day, the students at this school are so kind and so nice and so service oriented and care about each other, care about the elementary school kids and the middle school kids in our community. They care about their families, and so being part of Wood Creek's been really special. I have an opportunity to take the best parts of this school and open a new school in a community that's different. The demographics are different. A lot of people in West Park have moved from out of the area, so you're bringing together people in a different way. I'm excited about some of the actual structural differences. The classrooms are set up differently, so I'm excited about the innovation there and leading that. And I live in the West Park community, and so one of the big pieces for me was I actually am going to be the principal at the school that my neighbors go to, and ultimately that my son will go to. And so for me, I think that there's a commitment to that community that I feel like I want to see through and watch that school, which is the pivotal part of that community, become something really amazing for the people that live there.